Listen to me very carefully because I am about to save you from making a $600 mistake that you will regret for the next 5 years. We are currently living in the golden age of the Mac Mini. Everyone is talking about the M4. Everyone is telling you it is the best value computer ever made. And they are right, but they are also missing the bigger picture. A massive leak has just dropped regarding the 2026 M5 Mac Mini, and it changes the math completely. We're not just looking at a refresh. We're looking at a graphical monster that makes the current generation look like a toy. If you value your money, and if you care about future-proofing your setup, you need to hear what is coming because the best value Mac is about to become the ultimate Mac, and the specs we are seeing are absolutely terrifying for the competition. Let's cut through the noise and talk about the real reason you clicked on this video, the performance gap. Usually, when Apple updates a chip from one generation to the next, we expect a polite increase. Maybe 10% here, maybe a little efficiency boost there. That is what we call an iterative update. But the M5 is shaping up to be a generational leap, specifically in the one area where the Mac Mini has always struggled, graphics. The latest reports confirm that while the CPU is getting a respectable 10 to 15% boost, which is great for opening apps and multitasking, the GPU is getting a staggering 45% increase in performance. Let that sink in. 45%. That is not a step forward. That is a rocket jump. We're talking about the difference between barely playing a game and running it smoothly. We're talking about the difference between waiting for a render and having it finish instantly. Why is this happening? It's because the M5 chip isn't just using the same old architecture. It is incorporating new AI enhancers and a GPU structure similar to the A19 Pro. This means the 10-core GPU in the M5 is going to behave very differently than the 10-core GPU in the M4. It's denser, smarter, and vastly more powerful. If you buy an M4 Mac Mini today, you're locking yourself into 2024 graphics. If you wait for the M5, you are unlocking a machine that will likely handle 8K video editing and AAA gaming in a way no budget computer ever has. This is the hidden secret that Apple doesn't want you to think about right now because they want to clear out the M4 inventory. But the story gets even juicier when we look at the pro users. If you're a creative professional, a coder, or a 3D artist, the M5 Pro leaks are the stuff of dreams. We're looking at a core count war. The leaks suggest that the unbinned version of the M5 Pro is going to feature a 16-core CPU. But here is the kicker. 12 of those are performance cores. Only 4 are efficiency cores. This is a radical shift. Usually, companies load up on efficiency cores to save power. Apple is going the other direction with the M5 Pro. They're giving you 12 high-performance engines in a box that fits in your backpack. This will turn the Mac Mini M5 Pro into a workstation that rivals the Mac Studio. It is a studio killer in disguise. Now, let's address the controversy. The design. We all know the drama surrounding the M4 Mac Mini. The power button is on the bottom. The internet exploded, memes were made, and people were furious. Well, I have bad news and good news. The bad news is that the chassis is staying exactly the same for 2026. Apple spent 15 years designing this new box, and they're not going to throw it away after one cycle. The power button stays on the bottom. But here's the good news. This design is actually a masterpiece of thermal engineering. The reason the M5 can push 45% more graphical power without melting is because this new chassis flows air incredibly well. So yes, you have to lift it up to turn it on, but in exchange, you get a silent, cool, powerhouse computer that doesn't throttle when you push it to the limit. That is a trade-off I am willing to take every single day. Let's talk about the Apple tax and the storage situation, because this is where the leaks give us a glimmer of hope. We know the current baseline is 256 gigabytes. In the modern era, that is frankly insulting. A few apps, a few 4K clips, and your drive is redlining. The rumors for the M5 heavily suggest that Apple might, just might, finally push the base tier to 512 gigabytes. Why? Because of Apple Intelligence. As on-device AI models get bigger and bigger, they take up local storage. Apple knows that 256 gigabytes won't cut it for the AI future they're building. If this leak is true, the value proposition of the M5 becomes unbeatable. You get the faster CPU, the massive GPU jump, and double the storage, all for the same price. And that brings us to the most important metric of all, the price. In a world where inflation is driving up the cost of everything from eggs to graphics cards, the Mac Mini stands alone. The leaks indicate that the M5 will hold the line at $599, and the M5 Pro will likely stick to $1,399. Think about that. You're getting nearly 50% better graphics performance for $0 extra if you just have the patience to wait. This is why I call the current market a trap. The M4 is cheap now, yes. You can find it for $499. But is saving $100 worth sacrificing 45% of your graphical power? Is it worth buying a machine that will feel obsolete 2 years faster? I don't think so. So, when is Judgment Day? When does this beast arrive? Mark your calendars for June 2026. We're looking at a WWDC launch. That means we have a bit of a wait, but let me tell you, that wait is your friend. It gives you time to save up. It gives you time to plan. And it saves you from the buyer's remorse of purchasing a machine right before the biggest leap in Mac Mini history. The M5 isn't just an update. It is the refinement of the perfect form factor. The bottom line is this. The M4 Mac Mini is an incredible machine for today. But the M5 Mac Mini is the machine for the next decade. It fixes the GPU bottleneck. It doubles down on performance cores, and it keeps the price accessible. It is the definition of a supercycle upgrade. Do not let the shiny discounts of today blind you to the powerhouse of tomorrow. I want to hear from you in the comments. Does that 45% GPU boost change your mind? Are you willing to deal with the power button on the bottom for that kind of speed? Let's argue about it down below. If you found this video helpful and you want to stay ahead of the tech curve, make sure you subscribe, share this video with anyone thinking about buying a Mac, and hit the bell icon so you are the first to know when the future drops. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.